Six Flags Great Adventure, Jackson, New Jersey.
There's a wing place here by school, and it was just really bad.
I've had a lot of jobs. I'd say my worst was probably I umpire for like youth baseball.
I did retail.
Worst job I ever had was the YMCA.
It was terrible. It was always hot. I hated the park, so I never went for free, which is like the only perk. Six Flags Great Adventure, Wild Safari is just terrible. Don't work there.
The old dudes umpiring that was trying to fit in with the kids. We would take our like in between games, we would go into this little air conditioned hut and get rehydrated for the next game. And he kept like talking to me like, oh, back in the day I would be having so much sex in here. And I was like, dude, calm down. Very awkward. And then I met his wife like an hour later.
One day I was really sick, so I was in the hospital, like legitimately, and I had a shift that day, so I literally made my roommate call my manager and tell him that I was in the hospital, and he didn't believe me, so then I just never showed up again.
Let me tell you, like, I'm not a really messy person, but also, like, if I'm not gonna clean up after myself, I really, really don't want to clean up after you, like, ever. Like, these ladies are rude, they're mean, like, these wives, like, are out for blood, and they're out for their discount.
One game I had, it was in a tournament game, so, like, these kids and coaches are taking it very seriously, and, I blew a call and somehow made both teams mad at the same time very early on in the game. And so I had to sit there in like the second inning and work the machine while getting heckled by the coaches and players of both teams and all the parents for an hour and a half.
The YMCA camp was more like a place where parents would drop their kids off and forget about them for most of the day than it was an actual camp. I have so many nightmares from that job. These kids were abominations. I still have kind of PTSD from it.
And then at Publix, one of my managers just absolutely hated me because I had young and I was going somewhere. I had a bright future and she really didn't. So she didn't like me at all. And I talked a lot of trash to her. Funny story, at Publix, you can't drive the mechanical carts until you're 18. So I had a driving license, but I couldn't drive the carts. So this one time, this old dude parked in the middle of the street outside on that like little mechanical wheelchair thing. And so I was like, all right, it's in the middle of the road. I should probably bring it in. Brought it in, superb driving as always. Park it in the back, plug it in. My manager comes out and just screams at me. She's like, you can't do that. If you get caught doing that, we're all gonna get in trouble. And I was like, I drove to work today.
There's this one guy, when I worked at Dunkin' Donuts, he always worked the register because he told me he would get more tips than I would. So he was like, no, I'm more charismatic, like let me work the register. So I'd be over there, it was Dunkin' Donuts and Baskin Robbins, scooping the ice cream, making the coffee and everything else while he's trying to rack up tips for us. He was a douchebag.
At Publix, it wasn't bad. Rocking the green is actually kind of a good look, not gonna lie.
Okay, so it was worse because Six Flags was the bright highlighter yellow with the black high-waisted pants, and Dunkin' was a white shirt. Why would you have to wear a white shirt if you're making coffee? Don't really know.
No one would respect you as an umpire when you're 16 with super long hair, pants pulled up to here, and a shirt that's way too big on you.
So I loved working at Francesca's. Because it wasn't a uniform, but when you would go in for your shift every day, you had to borrow things from the store. You had to borrow a minimum of 3 things for the store to wear that day. So like they would make you wear like jewelry or like sunglasses or accessories or not like a shawl. What am I, 90? Like a cardigan. So that was super fun. Like every day I'd go into work and it'd be like a fashion show. So I loved working there.
This is gonna sound so corny. I just want to make a difference. Like that's my dream. No, really, shut up. No, I'm serious.
Okay, all right.
Just to like change the world, like just to like make a difference, like truly.
So I just like really would want to change the world now.
Guys, stop it.
Dream job. I think my dream job would to be like an Instagram influencer. Like no lie.
But and then I guess another dream job would probably be like a Real Housewife. If I could do that, that would be a pretty good gig, I think.
I would have loved to be a reporter during like everything that happened, like the Armenian genocide or during World War II. Like I would have loved to be a reporter in there. I probably would have.
Something like really bad to happen.
Well, I
Just want to be famous, pretty much is the gist of what I'm getting at.
I think I'd be a really good lawyer. I guess a lot of people don't want to be lawyers because they all get hated on by everyone. No one likes a lawyer.
I want to be the kind of guy who companies come to and I just give them ideas for stories and stuff, and they take them and they leave, and I could convince them that, I come up with my best ideas when I'm, on vacation, and they can send me on lots of vacations to awesome places. No, second dream job is cult leader. Third is president.
A job I would never do. I don't know. Race car driving. What? I don't think I would be a race car driver. I'm too anxious for that. I would be too afraid to die. I wouldn't do that. Why? Why is that a weird thing? Why I'd never be a race car driver?
Job I would never be caught doing is probably a babysitter or working at a daycare because I hate kids. Like, I hate them so much. Like, I babysitted for, I think, like, 3 weeks at one point in my life, and I couldn't do it. The kids were like, make us food, and I was like, can't you make it yourself? So annoying.
Could never be a waxer. Like for the face, maybe, possibly, sure, but I would hate to do nose. I could never do a man's back hair, chest hair, armpit hair, and I would never, ever, ever wax anybody else's nether regions.
I would never want to umpire on a higher level stage with bigger kids that are bigger than me, because dealing with toddlers and like 8-year-olds is already rough enough. So
like it's gonna be okay, I swear. Okay? And especially like I mean like it's just like,
Yeah, chicken sexer. That's okay. So that's an actual job. There's a job where, it's a real job by the way. Baby chicks, they can't quite tell the genders of them, so there has to be someone who goes in and like checks, which is like a full day of just picking up chicks and just being like, yeah, that's a girl. And that's also a girl. And that's a male.
I couldn't look at them the same. Like if I ever, oh my god, like imagine like running into your like wax person like on the street and be like, yeah, how's it looking down there? Looking pretty good, huh? I did a good job.
If I have to ever go back to the YMCA, something has gone terribly, terribly wrong.